Hello everyone, myself Puvisha S. I'm studying second BCA at Theivanai College for Women Autonomous. So, before starting, I just want to ask you something. How many of you remember everything you have studied for your last exam? I'm sure not much. It's because you will find in this video. So, today we are going to talk about the 5 points that proves that real learning occurs outside the classrooms. So, let's get started. If you just take a look at your life, you might be sitting in a classroom taking notes, preparing for exams, writing tests. These things will be done. And I'm not saying that classrooms was not important. Of course, it's important because it builds a base. But if you just want to really learn for your life, and you have to study apart from the class as well, the real experience, the real knowledge you gain from the life lessons. So, let me start with the 5 points that really help you to understand why I'm saying real learning comes from the outside classroom. The first point, life teaches lesson that books cannot. So, why am I taking this point is because we could read about teamwork, but when we actually experience the teamwork, for example, when you're just doing a project, you might talk to someone, you might get different ideas from different people, and when you face a conflict or when you just understand their perspective, so in this way you just know about the teamworks when you solve them or when you solve some kind of problems together. So that is called teamwork, and you will just learn about the teamwork when you just experience it. Same as confidence. We could just read about the self help book about the confidence. But when you are on a stage and when you just going to deliver a speech, your heart might be beating so fast, your hands are shaking. During that time, when you still deliver the speech, and that's how you gain the confidence through experience. You need the experience to learn. So that's how this works. And just when you just learning from the book, you will be gaining a knowledge. That's it. But when you just apply it in your real life, in that time you will be actually having a experience, and that will make you remind them forever. So the second point was the examples from our daily life. So I'm just going to say a few examples that are going to relate to you, like why am I saying about this? Like why real learning is important outside the classrooms too. So it's because if you take an example of a time management, basically we could read from a book that you have to prepare a schedule, make a timetable so you can prioritize your task. We could just say it easily, we could just read it. But when you apply it in your real life, like managing your time with your family, project, friends, and everything, then you will be realizing what the real time management is when you're just going to go for the deadline of your project or whatever. And when you handle it properly, and that's how you just become a master of a time management. Same as that, like a friends, we could just read a books about how to become a friends, uh, like how to become friends easily, however. But when you're just being with your friends, and you might gain your friends just because how you naturally be with them, or if suppose you did something wrong and they leave you, then you might get to know if I do this then they will not like me. So that's how you just really gain experience by just whatever you're doing on the spot on the time, and you will learn from your mistakes and you could just change it. So that's how this works. So the third point is my personal view. So even in my own life, I've just learned a lot more things outside the classrooms too. Like for example, I've participated in a competition or even in projects. I have to talk to new people, different people a lot more. So during that time, I've learned how to communicate with the strangers. In what way? So I've learned that. Then I have learned how to manage my time, how to just separate, prioritize the task, and also to work under pressure. If these are the things I've learned, and it's not from my syllabus, I've just learned because that is very important for my life, just by the experience I've gained. So, the fourth point is why this matters. This because the world is changing very fast. There is a new technologies, new challenges, new problems, everything is arising. To succeed, we just need a skills. The skills that cannot be tested by an exam, like creativity, adaptability, and emotional strength. So these skills only gained or learned by living, failing, trying again. And that's how we just gain a experience. So the fifth point is balancing both. I'm not saying that classroom learning is useless. Of course, it is important because it teaches you the basics and the knowledge you need. But I'm just saying that you need to explore outside the classrooms too, like meet people, take risk, and explore the things that which you like. So that is what the real learning is. So that's what I'm asking you to just go for. So to conclude this, next time, if you face any new challenges outside the classroom, don't think it as a problem. Just think it as a new lesson that life teaches you. Because marks may fade away from your memory, but the life lesson will remain forever. So, next time, let's not study for your exams, let's study for your life. Thank you.